County Electric Power Association. As believers, we ask that you bless this meeting, be with us, guide us as always, to conduct this meeting and our lives in accordance with your will. We thank you for your grace and love. We thank you for the path you have shown us to salvation and eternal life. You have shown us love so that we may give love. You have shown us compassion so that we may be compassionate. You have shown us kindness so that we may show kindness. You have shown us humility so that we may be humble. You have shown us gentleness so that we may be gentle. And you have shown us patience so that we may be patient. Grant us the wisdom for the things we do and the decisions we make. Thank you for watching over us today and every day as always. Amen. Will you all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge the allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome and honor all our veterans with us today. And I'd like to do that by asking you to stand up and be recognized. Thank you. You're well represented today. Welcome to our annual meeting. I trust everybody enjoyed the meal that we had today. And at this time, I will appoint Brian Clark to be our chairman, Jeff Turnage to be our parliamentarian, Gemma Branning to be our recording secretary, and we want to recognize Noah Wright and Jeremy Reedwood as our Sergeant of Arms. And at this time, I'll turn this part of the program over to Brian Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. Good afternoon and welcome to our 2023 four-county annual meeting. Y'all are a beautiful crowd, and I must say that is the most beautiful Pledge of Allegiance I've heard from a group. Y'all did a great job. I hope you enjoyed the Mississippi farm-raised catfish that Levi Lee and his group did. All right, John's telling me for the first time ever we ran out of catfish. So my understanding is we had enough to feed 1,000 people. So you broke a record. So if y'all will indulge me for a minute, I would like to honor and name some people in the audience and let you see the work that they do. And first off, I think I'd like to appreciate EMCC and Kim Miller for allowing us to use their beautiful facility. Thank y'all. And if you walk through the booths before the annual meeting, you would see New Hope Robotics Team and Susie Oglesby. Thank y'all for coming. All right, I'm going to recognize groups of people, and for time's sake, I'll go through the group and then we'll applaud, okay? So first, we'll recognize the board of directors, and when I call your name out, would you and your spouse please stand? Mr. Mike Banks and his beautiful wife, Terry. Mr. Marty Crowder and his beautiful wife, Catherine. Mr. Bruff Sanders and his beautiful wife, Melanie. Mr. Bill Bell and his beautiful wife, Betty. Mr. Jay Gilliland and his beautiful wife Sandy, Mr. Russell Dodds and his beautiful wife Haley, Mr. Johnny Johnson and his beautiful wife Ferry. And I must say, my wife Amy couldn't be here today, but I could not do the job I do without her. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, board. All right, we've got several special guests in the audience. If you will, we'll go through them as a group as well and recognize them at the end. And if I left anybody out, let me know. We have Representative, and stand up when I call your name. Wave your hand so people can see you. Representative Carl Gibbs. Mr. Ty Harrell from our bank, CFC. Monica Chandler from the town of Brooksville. Wes Wiltshire from Congressman Trent Kelly's office. He's interning with Missy Younger. They're both here today. John Malone from TVA. Josh Wooten from TVA. Hope Oakes from the Tennessee Tom Bigby Waterway Authority. Carl Mickens from the House of Representatives. Paul Miller from EMCC. We have two sister co-op employees here today. Frankie Moorman, he's the general manager at Pontotoc Electric, along with Gianna Sorto, she's also from Pontotoc Electric. Dale Reed from the town of Ackerman. Thank y'all for coming today. I'm not going to call out the next group by individual name because there's so many of them, but it does not mean that they're not very important. Y'all, we are 4-County Electric Power Association that's owned by our members, and our members play a big role in what we do. If you look on the back of your brochure, you will see all of the committee members that are made up from people from your communities that serve in different capacities. If you will, I'd like to recognize all of the committee members that serve on 4-County. It'd be the nominating committee and the member advisory committee. We'll recognize the C&E committee later, but if you serve on a committee, will you please stand? I know some of you serve. We've got a couple in the back. Here we go. Thank y'all for the service y'all do. We also have the sheriff here from Lowndes County. Thank you for coming today, Mr. Eddie. We have a retired board member, Mr. Kenny Sykes. Thank you for coming back to visit us. There's a group of people that do the heavy lifting every day, y'all. There's 155 employees at 4-County, but there's department heads that pull off the heavy lifting. I'd like to recognize them. Gemma Branning, she's my assistant. Joe Miller, he's over safety, loss, and prevention. Becky Knoll, she's our human resource manager. Julie John, she's the manager of FastNet customer service. Howie Critcher, he's the manager of outside fiber planning. John Turner, who's our manager of marketing and public relations. Curtis Naiman, who's your chief financial officer. Anthony Miller is the manager of operations. David Kilpatrick's in the back running the sound. He's your IT manager. Jimmy Daniels is your manager of member services. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, last but not least, are there any retirees in the room? Retiree, if you retired from 4-County Electric, will you please stand up? Look, it's always good to see y'all here every year. Y'all pave the road for us to be as successful as we are today. Thank you. Y'all, every year, it's sad that at this point in our presentation, we typically recognize people who've gone on before us. This year, we've lost one employee, and I think many of you know who he is. Mr. Joe Cade passed away about a month ago. He was a good man, humble. He brought respect and honor to the co-op. He brought the 4-County Foundation, and he was just a good man. So if you will, let's just give a moment of silence to remember Mr. Joe. To brighten that mood, I was told last night by TVA that they're going to donate $10,000 to the Fort County Foundation in honor of Mr. Joe Cade. So TVA, thank you. Ty Harrell and John Malone from TVA, where y'all at? Thank y'all. At this time, I'd like to call your Chief Financial Officer, Curtis Naiman, to come to the stage and let us know if we have a quorum or not.
All right, good afternoon. Thank everyone for coming. I do want to report to you that we have a quorum for our meeting today, and I want to read a letter that we received from Survey and Ballot Systems to you. The letter is addressed to the Board of Directors of Fort County Electric Power Association, and it reads, "Gentlemen, this letter is to inform you that we do in fact have a quorum for the annual meeting of Fort County Electric Power Association to be held on June 1st, 2023. We received 6,900 ballots this year, and quorum exists for the purpose of electing directors, as well as for any other business to come before the meeting. Sincerely, Survey and Ballot Systems." I also have the proof of mailing from the U.S. Postal Service. It shows the total mailings of 38,402 ballots for our 2023 annual meeting. I'll have these proofs available for inspection by any interested member either during or after the meeting today. The members of the 2023 Credentials and Election Committee met earlier today to verify the count of ballots and proxies received. In their spring meeting earlier this year, Mr. Rob Robertson was elected chairman of the committee, and Jamie Ballard was elected secretary of the committee. The members of this committee are seated at the table to my right, and they're listed in your annual meeting program. Would the members of the committee please stand? Please join me in a round of applause for these committee members. All right, so now I'm going to introduce our candidates for the directorship in the order that they appeared on the ballot. If each candidate would, please stand as I call your name. The candidate for District 4, Noxubee County, nominated by the Committee on Nominations, is Mr. Mike Banks. The candidate for District 7, at large, nominated by the Committee on Nominations, is Mr. Bill Bell. And our last candidate, who regretted to inform us couldn't be here today, had something come up. But we have the candidate for District 7 at large, nominated by petition, is Mr. Kennedy Neal. So please join me in a round of applause for these candidates. The Credentials and Elections Committee will now collect any outstanding ballots. So if you have a ballot that has not been cast yet, please hold up your hand so that one of the committee members can pick up your ballot. And the C&E chairman will report on the election results, including any ballots taken up today, towards the end of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. We didn't see any hands for outstanding ballots, but if you have one, raise your hand. Someone will see it, and we will send either the Credentials and Elections Committee or the youth tour delegates to come around and pick it up. So if y'all be on the lookout for some hands. All right, we can do a couple of things here. According to our bylaws, we need to approve the notice of the board meeting and the minutes from last year. I'll be glad to read them to you, or I will entertain a motion to suspend the reading and approve the minutes. Got a motion over here. Do I have a second? Got a second. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Okay. For a couple of you that want the minutes read, I'll be glad to read them to you after the meeting. A copy will be available for you. Y'all, it seems every year lately we spend a lot of time discussing how fast things are changing. To quote a couple of influential men, John C. Maxwell said, "Change is inevitable, but growth is optional." Winston Churchill said, "Time to improve is to change, but to be perfect is to change often." I don't think any of us on earth will ever be perfect. But if we are working on measuring our success by how much change is happening, then I'd say we've achieved it, especially in the economy. I think we all feel it. Since 2021, the cost of essential things that we see every day, food, fuel, has increased some 20% or more in some segments. The U.S. Consumer Price Index is up 13%. Everything is more expensive in the line of work that we do, our transformers, our poles, our wires, and that's even if we can get them on a timely manner. The supply chain is slow or non-existent in some areas. Interest rates are up. But I promise you that Ford County, its board, its management, and its staff have made wise, prudent decisions. I think you can see it in the fruits of our label. The Bible says you'll know a tree by its fruits, and I think you'll see the employees at Ford County and Ford County Fastnet are doing the right things to serve you. Some examples of good board management and employee decisions in the past have been this. In 2016, TVA issued a rate increase to all of its providers, all 154. Ford County made the decision to not pass that rate increase on to its members and to suck it up and be more efficient. That was $1.5 million a year. That was 7 years ago. That means that the board and the employees of Ford County have saved you and the member alone $10 million in 7 years. But that's not all. TVA realized that the Valley needed help in light of the COVID pandemic. TVA issued a pandemic relief credit to distributors, and we all had the choice on whether to keep it and help offset our costs or pass it on to the member. And each one of you, if you look at your bill, there'll be a red line item that says pandemic relief credit. We've passed on $4.4 million back to our members. We looked at employee insurance. We changed providers a couple of years ago, and that saves the membership $1 million a year. We look at our policies often, right? You govern through policy. We have good deposit policies. We have good purchasing policies, and I'll tell you how good they are. When I came to work here 18 years ago, our write-offs were $300,000 a year. Remember, we have $125 million in revenue a year. We wrote off less than $60,000 last year. That's pretty astounding. Y'all, that's just the beginning of a long list of decisions that the board and management and employees do for you daily. But the reason I'm telling you this is in light of inflation in the economy, there may come a day we may need to raise rates, whether that's this year or next year, but we're going to continue to operate this cooperative to serve you the best we can, with you, the member, in mind. I am pleased to report that Ford County is financially sound and meets all of the financial covenants. Our financial records are audited by Watkins, Ward & Stafford, and we have a clean opinion. At this time, I'd like to recognize some board of directors and the work that they've done. Mr. Marty Crowder, if you'd come up on stage. Mr. Marty's worked tirelessly to achieve a Director Gold Certificate that a national program has put on for Board of Directors. Mr. Marty, thank you. Hang on, we want to step over here and get a photo if that's fine with you. Mr. Marty, thank you for continuing to get education for our members. Next up is Mr. Bruff Sanders. Mr. Bruff also achieved the Director Gold Certificate. Thank you, Mr. Bruff. We have a couple of other astonishing announcements. Mr. Mike Banks, if you'll come up here. Mr. Mike Banks has served the membership for 25 years. Thank you, Mr. Banks. Last but not least, Mr. Johnny Johnson. Will you come up here, please, sir? Mr. Johnny Johnson has served you, the members, for 30 years. We talk about Fort County giving back in multiple ways, and one way we do this, and we love it, is the youth tour program. So ladies, will y'all come up here on stage, please? Each year, high school juniors from schools, watch your step right here, in our service area, both public and private schools participate, and they go through an interview process. They're selected by their school, and they write an essay on why they want to participate in the youth tour program. 3 or 4 students are chosen from this big group. You probably know some of these kids from your communities. The 3 or 4 that are chosen get to go to Jackson and work with other peer leaders across the state of their same age. And then they go on to Washington, D.C. to see how the country's run. So thank y'all for what you, look, every generation, I think you can go back to the disciples and they worry about the next generation, right? But these ladies right here make me feel good about our next gen. These are your future leaders, okay? When I say your name, raise your hands so I know who you are. Avery Gundy from French Camp Academy. Evie Stevens from Choctaw County High School. Ariana Brown from New Hope High School. And Mackenzie Murphy from Starkville Christian School. So, ladies, I want to keep track of where you wind up, so will you please come back and visit us and let us know your accomplishments. But do y'all want to take a minute and tell the crowd how you enjoyed the youth tour and what you got out of it? Okay, I'll get out of your way. Come on.
Hey, so like he said, I'm Mackenzie Murphy and I'm from Starkville Christian School, and I just wanted to take a minute to thank everybody, because without you members and without the Fort County workers, this would not have been possible. It was an outstanding opportunity for us to get to go and learn a whole bunch of things about leadership, and so I just want to thank you and let you know that it was a very big blessing, and I think these ladies are going to share a little bit about our experience.
Okay, so I'm Ariana, and we went to the Jackson Leadership Conference, and while we were there, we went and explored around Jackson, and we actually went to the Capitol and met Governor Tate Reeves. And so throughout the conference, we learned about exactly what leadership is and how to be a leader among other leaders and how to incorporate those skills in our day-to-day life. In addition to this, we also met new people.
Hey, so I'm Evie Stevens. I'm from Choctaw County, and like she said, we met so many amazing people. We met juniors from across the state of Mississippi, where we went to this conference and we learned how to work together and to be better leaders in our community and our schools. And it was just one of the best experiences. I love meeting new people, so this was just a great way to meet other people who were just like me. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Avery Gundy. I'm from French Camp, and we are so excited about going to Washington, D.C. in the next 3 weeks, and we can't wait to explore the city and to learn more about our country and our government. And that would not have been possible without y'all in Fort County, so we can't thank y'all enough.
You see what I mean about our future? They're seniors in high school, and they're already better public speakers than I am. Thank y'all for coming. Hey, I have something for y'all. Avery and Evie. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming. I'd also like to recognize a group that does a lot of work that you may not see them take a lot of credit for. We hinted about them earlier, but if you're with the Fort County Foundation, will you stand up? And that's going to be Kathy Howell, Columbus Jones, Deanie Graves, Sue Cooper, Gail Griggs, Gwen Cotton, and Michael Sanders. This group of men and women wade through multiple applications from your communities and wade through where your money goes back to your communities on these not-for-profits for the Fort County Foundation. They have a tough job. Thank y'all for the job that you do. All right, I would be remiss if we wrapped up the meeting without talking about Four County FastNet, right? So, I want to show you a map of our progress over the past 2.5 years. If you look at this map, we started in 3 areas first: Mabin, Brooksville, and Montpelier. And this quick 30-second map will show you how we built out our system in 2.5 years. We built 3,000 miles of fiber line. We've hooked up over 12,500 people to date and counting. And the employees of Four County and Four County FastNet are doing an outstanding job, and I'm proud of you. I have to say, somebody has to be last, and I want to thank Choctaw County for being as patient as you have with us. We had our kickoff in Ackerman 2 nights ago. We're hooking people up in Ackerman this week, and our OLT in Ware will be next. And we will have a meeting in Ware in the next month or 2 to wrap up all of the members in Four County. So thank you for being patient with us. We're very proud of what you do. I think you can see that in our actions. But we don't want you to take our word for it. We want you to hear from some other members.
I'm loving my FastNet. It is the best we've had by far. We've had 3 different internet providers. We're in the middle of nowhere in the boonies, and everybody told us that they wouldn't come closer. No more towers, and FastNet came up. We love it. It is fast.
I am a customer of FastNet, and I love it. It has cut my monthly bills way down.
I think the biggest difference for me, when it comes to FastNet, it's just everything upload, download. It's really reliable. It's really fast. I know that if I'm at work and I can't get something to upload because we're on a different provider, I can always go home and I can edit there and I can upload things and I don't have any problems.
I was super excited. As soon as I heard about it, I signed up because the previous internet provider I had was not very good. And I was looking forward to having a good internet provider.
I got a 11th grader, and she needed it for her schoolwork. And I like watching movies, and I didn't like the buffering that I had with previous internet service. And it has been great for that. And then I realized I was able to disconnect DirecTV, so I was able to save another $120.
The best internet service ever. I am in a very, very rural community. Like, we have literally 1 post office and 2 stores. And we had HughesNet and other internet services before. Nothing compares to FastNet. Nothing. It is absolutely the best ever. So if you need good Wi-Fi services or internet services, please be sure to Fast.
None of them were paid or given any services for that, by the way. Okay? All right, who here wants to win the truck? All right. We're also going to give away 6 different $500 credits towards your power bill. Who wants that? Okay. I've got a couple of business things to finish up. I know I'm in your way of winning. There is no unfinished business from the last board meeting. And if there's no new business and I get a motion to adjourn, we'll give away the prizes. Hang on, Johnson. What? Oh, I got ahead of you. Mr. Rob Robertson, are y'all ready to announce the election results? Come on up here.
We're here today to report the membership of results of board election. The election process for Four County Board of Directors involves 2 steps. All right. The election process for Four County Board of Directors involves 2 steps. There's a nominating committee made up of members that meets at least 60 days before the election. And according to the bylaws, this committee nominates one and only one candidate per seat to be elected. The nominees put forth by the nominating committee are then on the ballot for the upcoming election. The committee put forth the names of the incumbent directors. Names may also get placed on the ballot by the nomination by member petition process, in which a case a member gets 50 valid signatures from other members. There was a petition submitted for this year's director election. Therefore, an additional candidate for the at-large position was placed on this year's ballot. In order to properly elect a full county director, a quorum of 10% of the total membership and 5% of the membership of each district must be present either by ballot, proxy, or in person. Survey and ballot systems have certified that the sufficient ballots were received to meet the quorum. The Election and Credential Committee would like to report that after a tally of the ballots received by mail, by proxy, by electronic means, and by votes, today the results of the election are as follows. For Board of Directors, District 4, Mike Banks, 5,772 votes. For Board of Directors, District 7, Bill Bell received 4,440 votes. For Board of Directors, District 7, Kennedy Neal received 1,940 votes. Mike Banks and Bill Bell are duly elected to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robb, and thank y'all for showing me grace in my ear there. Thank you. All right, for the sake of being a broken record, do I have a motion to adjourn so we can give away prizes? All right, do I have a second? All those in favor? All those opposed? All right, John, let's do the 6 $500 credits first.
Can you read my chicken scratch?
Yes, all right, so the way we did this is our IT guy, PJ Hughes, built a program, and it randomly picked 6 people. All right, Diane Ryland from Brooksville. Are you in the audience? You don't have to be here to win this part, right, John?
That's right. We will call all of the folks that won and post it on social media and all that. But this is hot off.
Joseph Tate from Macon. Is that Caitlin Parrish from Columbus? Barbara Harcrow from Columbus? Matthew Templeton from Starkville? And Christian Thomas from Crawford. They each won $500 toward their power bill. All right. All right, for this next part, this is going to be the truck. The truck's out front. It's a
So we actually have a couple of TVs we haven't given away. Let's try to read those off.
All right, so John's saying that there's a couple TVs they did not give away before the annual meeting, and we'll do those next.
Chrissy, she's got the numbers and we'll redraw it. Just so we don't have to follow it. Come on, nice lady.
All right.
All right, we have 2 unclaimed prizes. We'll give you, like auction, 3 times. If you don't claim it, then we're going to redraw. First one was the Weed Eater, 4344265. Got it? All right. Awesome. All right, there's 1 prize gone. The next one was the LG TV, 538859. 538859. Going once. Going twice. Gone. Let's redraw. Winning ticket is 4344322. 4344322.
Is there a winner?
Got a winner.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, we have someone selected the drawing. Yes, we have our spokesmodel, Aubrey.
John, all right, we're going to draw for the truck. So the truck is a 2012, slightly used 4-county truck. It's a clean truck, though. All right, I think we've got a young lady who's going to draw. Hey, Jim. right, so Aubrey, how old are you, Aubrey? 5? Did she say 5? 7. Okay, whoever wins the truck can thank 7-year-old Aubrey. All right, are you ready? 056611. We got a winner. Come on down here. We need to verify your ticket before we leave. Thank y'all for coming out here today. Thank you for fellowshipping with us. Be careful going home, and we love you.